when fathers teach about God's mercy, people can use those kind of sermons to weaponize laziness, because they will say, oh, well, since God, I can recover seasons, then I can do anything I want to do. Yes, perhaps you can. But what I know, what I've seen is the fact that God's mercy cannot or does not erase consequences. At least it doesn't erase all consequences. So, for example, now you could use David in the Bible after the old scenario with Bathsheba. And Bathsheba conceived of a son, and then it was like, please, can you not take my son away from me? God told him, see, this one, the priest told him, this one that you conceived him in sin, he must die. And so we might be thinking, I'm a guy now, maybe I can smoke, I can drink alcohol, I can do whatsoever, and maybe like in 5 years time, I'll give my life to Christ, become a pastor, and yeah, maybe you will become a pastor. And the funny thing is, God can still use you, but at the same time, you can still die of lung cancer. It's possible. It's possible. And so God doesn't erase, God's mercy does not necessarily erase all consequences. It might erase some consequences, but it does not erase all consequences. And so the first sign here that I feel the husbandman should pay attention to is, I call it closed doors. Closed doors usually signify the start of a new season and the end of a previous one. So we can think of closed doors as the end of something we usually rely on. Maybe it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be an opportunity. So when that stuff ends, sometimes it's actually a prelude to a new season. And so we see Elijah here, and it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up. Please, it's important that we keep that in mind. The brook dried up, and this was when God was miraculously feeding Elijah after he ran away from the sight of Ahab, right? The brook dried up. I can imagine I'm Elijah, and I woke up one day, raven did not bring my bread. There is no water to drink. I will start crying. I'll probably start saying, God, why have you forsaken me? But we see something that played out here. So God had closed the door of this way he is providing for Elijah, and he said, go to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded the widow there to sustain thee. When I saw this, it was appalling to me, because Zarephath is in Zidon. And if we know well, Zidon is where Jezebel came from. You can see this in 1 Kings 16:31. As a matter of fact, Jezebel is the daughter of King of Zidon. And so, as much as Zarephath is not in Israel, Zarephath is still an ally of Israel. And as a matter of fact, Zarephath is a significant center of Baal's worship. And so God is telling Elijah to go to enemy territory. It's like the people that are looking for you, God is saying, go there. I have commanded the widow. Now, as if it wasn't enough for God to tell Elijah to go to Zarephath, he said, I have commanded the widow. Who doesn't know that, economically speaking, one of the poorest people in that time are widows? And so God is telling, and that's why when the new season is about to unfold, it's like God is testing your faith. It requires great faith